Hello, and thank you for joining us for Together San Diego. I'm Paola Hernandez Jayo with the San Diego Union-Tribune. The 23rd annual San Diego Asian Film Festival returns in person this November from the 3rd through the 12th. The festival will include more than 130 films, Q&As with film cast and crew members, and several special events. Here to tell us about the festival and invite our viewers to attend is Brian Hu, Artistic Director of Pacific Art Movements and the festival. Hi, Brian. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
This is very exciting. The film festival has been going on for many years. It's very large. You have a lot of films, several days. Tell us about the festival.
Yeah, I mean, we have the difficult task of trying to distill the world's largest continent and all the thousands of films it makes into 10 days of movies here in San Diego. And we try to give a little bit of everything, right? We have the crowd pleasers, the studio films, the movies that make a lot of money in Asia. We also have the smaller films that people may not have heard of, documentaries, short films. With the goal of showing just how diverse Asia is, just how many different kind of perspectives, and of course also to entertain and educate our audiences.
There is a lot to be expected. There's a lot also returning this year. You have the opening film, you have the sneak preview, the centerpiece film, the closing night film, and you're going to be at multiple venues. I'll be sharing where they can find more information, which is sdaff.org. But tell us about the different venues and the different events that you have.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, like 2 years ago, we were all online. Last year, we were trying to, get back to in person. This year, we're in full force, back to multiple venues at the same time. We're really excited about that. Our primary venue is the UltraStar Mission Valley at the Hazard Center, but we'll also be doing screenings at UCSD. That's the location of our Taiwan Film Showcase. We're opening and closing our festival at the Natural History Museum. And we are doing several days towards the end of the festival at the Museum of Photographic Arts. So we're trying to hit up La Jolla, Mission Valley, Balboa Park, trying to give people, trying to make the festival as accessible to audiences as possible.
This is very exciting. I know it's coming up soon. I'll share the website on screen as well. Information, tickets, and to volunteer, you can go to sdaff.org, the festival's website. I know you're also going to be having some Q&As with the cast and the crew. It also involves some rooftop receptions. There's a lot of fun and a lot of days to enjoy. The people that are interested, what can they do to attend the festival? And tell us also a little bit about the films.
Yeah, well, to attend the festival, the easiest thing to do is just to go to our website. So sdaff.org. That's where you'll find information about tickets. Make sure nothing's sold out yet, because that does happen. And then also just a way to sort through, 130 films is a lot. And everyone has different kinds of tastes, and we try to cater to different sorts of tastes. So we make it easy that if you're looking for the fun stuff, there's a section called Asia Pop, right? That's where you find the comedies and the romance films and the thrillers. If you're interested in sort of the under like off the beaten path kind of films, we have another section called Unknown Pleasures. And if you're just interested in what's happening in Asian American communities, right? Like really the heart of our festival is trying to give a platform to Asian American filmmakers for whom, Hollywood is still kind of a pipe dream. Even with all the streaming services, there's more representation, but it doesn't mean all of our stories can be told. And so the Asian American Panorama section is where you'll find movies like, for instance, we're showing a film by UCSD alum. The film is called Chosen, all about how in 2020 there were an unprecedented number of Korean Americans running for Congress, and sort of challenges they faced both outside of their communities, but also within their own communities, and just how politically complicated the Korean American community is. And really nobody is telling these stories. And so we're really excited to have a film like Chosen at our festival.
It is very exciting. I know also for opening day, you have something pretty big planned that includes the reception. Tell us about the opening film, where it's going to be held, and also about the Q&A with the cast and the crew.
Yeah, this is a film called Bad Acts. It won the Audience Award at the South by Southwest Film Festival earlier this year. It's a total crowd pleaser, but it's also, I think, something that's going to be remembered for years to come. This is a filmmaker named David Sieve. He is Cambodian Mexican, and he grew up in Bad Axe, Michigan, and his family has a family restaurant. And it's about what happened to them in the year 2020, right? Restaurants faced new kinds of challenges. but it's also as talking about as a Asian Mexican American family, the specific challenges that they faced living in a very conservative city in Michigan, especially as the George Floyd protests are starting to happen, anti-Asian violence. So it's a real amazing time capsule of the year 2020. At the same time, it's such a loving portrait of a family, and the filmmaker he tells a story of his own family, and we're working on bringing some of the family members here to San Diego, and they're going to love being in San Diego instead of Michigan in November. And I think they're going to have a great time. And I think the audience will too.
Definitely. With the beautiful weather we have, I completely understand what you're talking about. You also have a centerpiece film, Wisdom Gone Wild. That one's going to be at Ultrastar Mission Valley. Tell us a little bit about this film.
Yeah, this film is many years in the making. I remember asking the filmmaker years ago, is it done yet? Is it done yet? And she's one of the legends of Asian American filmmaking. Her name is Rhea Tajiri. And she's been making a movie about her mother. Her mother has dementia. And she didn't want to just to make it another movie about sickness and sadness. Instead, she was like, my mother's always been a little kooky. As a kid, she raised us weird. And maybe her dementia is just sort of a new evolution of who she is. And maybe instead of thinking about this as sickness, we should think about it as wisdom. Maybe we should think about, instead of having the obligation of taking care of a sick person, thinking about how can we be together as one family. And the way I like to think about the movie as kind of a dialogue between filmmaker and mother. And it's a really beautiful treat.
And then on closing night, you're going to be having Rice Boy Sleeps. Tell us about this film. I understand the location is the San Diego Natural History Museum, and there's also a reception involved with this event.
Yeah.
For want to buy tickets.
We're very lucky to be able to play this on one of the first festivals, I'd say, in the world, to be able to play this film fresh from its world premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival, where it picked up a major prize. And it's a story of a Korean family, a single mother raising her son in Vancouver in the 1990s. So in some ways, it's like a nice back to the 90s film. You got the fashions and everything like that. But it's also a touching immigrant story, right? Like, how do we make it ourselves? Is there a Canadian dream that we are all pursuing? And it's, of course, the challenges that immigrants face, but also the way that they imagine their new identities as people between two different countries. Yeah, it's just such a lovingly acted and written film. And yep, the filmmaker and some of the cast are supposed to be in attendance for our closing night.
A lot of events, a lot of exciting things happening with the San Diego Asian Film Festival. For more information, for tickets, and also to volunteer, go ahead and log on to sdaff.org, the San Diego Asian Film Festival's website. I'm also going to share your social media, where I know you're updating information. The San Diego Asian Film Festival is produced and organized by Pacific Arts Movement, so you can follow at PAC Arts Movement for more information on that. There are still passes available starting at $195. The tickets are $9 to $28, depending on the screening. But do you have any tips, any advice for folks to go ahead and buy them ahead of time? Because you said some of these are going to be popular.
Yeah, definitely. I encourage people to buy in advance. The buying a badge is, of course, the best way to attend, because if you don't like a movie, you can just walk out and watch another one. It's the ultimate cinematic buffet. But we also sell 6-packs if you just want, if you a discount and maybe try 6 films instead. Many ways to dive in.
And I did visit the website, sdaff.org. All the films are there, the description, some of them have trailers, information, the schedule is complete. So definitely plan out, spend a little bit of time on the internet, buy your tickets ahead of time. The San Diego Asian Film Festival returns November 3rd through the 12th at 4 different locations. Something else that you'd like to add, Brian?
Just that our audiences have been excited to come back to the theaters, and so have our filmmakers. They too have been sitting at home wondering if there's any audience for these quirky things that come out of their minds, and they're going to be so thrilled to see you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all the work that you and your team do at the Asian Film Festival to put together this event. And also thank you to Carmela from your team who helped me put this interview together. Thank you all for watching today. Join the San Diego Asian Film Festival, November 3rd through the 12th. Thank you very much, Brian. Have a wonderful day. And thank you all very much for watching. If you would like to watch more of these Together San Diego live streams, more of these interviews, you can visit San Diego Union-Tribune.com/TogetherSDLive. Thank you, Brian. Best wishes for a very successful festival. And thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you, Paula.
Thanks. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.
News is more important today than ever before.
I'm currently outside Otay Mesa Detention Center.
I'm about to get a report at Sharp.
Out at Sunset Cliffs.
COVID testing site.
We live for these times when we're able to bring the news into the homes of people who need it the most.
I thank all of you for supporting our work.
When you subscribe to the paper, you're telling us that you believe in what we do.